Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Welcome back to the Perceptual Shift Show again. My name is James Quine, and this is my brother,
Robbie. I'm a perceptual shifter and a life lover.
Yes, we are both life lovers.
I'm drinking my life-loving juice right here.
By the way, if you want a life lover cup, just hit me up and I'll make it happen.
That's right. It's quite the rage.
I think they're about $100 a piece or something like that. No,
Worth every
I
penny.
don't remember what I paid for it, but whatever I paid for it, that's what you'll pay for it. I'm not making money off of this stuff. But anyway, we are back again. We are excited to be back again.
Yes.
This is going to be our third page in the
love
book. Can you believe that we do
know,
a whole
it's
podcast on just one page at a time?
Slow motion, baby.
But here's the cool
Slow
thing.
and steady wins the race.
That gives you an idea of how incredibly rich this book
It
is.
is rich.
If you're looking to evolve and love your life and manifest abundance, I believe that this book is amazing for most people. I know it's not going to fit everybody, right? There's going to be some people.
I think everyone's going to benefit from it, though, in different levels. There's not a lot of BS in the book.
I would say that
it's
everybody,
pretty rich.
that it's impossible to go through this book
Yeah.
without growing, evolving,
Yeah.
loving life a little bit more. But
Right.
I will say that not everybody is ready to go through it or willing.
I agree with that. Yeah. It invites me to dig deep.
Yeah, you know that saying, what we resist persists.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There's going to be some people that are going to resist doing a book like this.
Right.
It's just...
They're stubborn or they're afraid maybe.
I think a lot of times they have contemporary investigation.
Yes. Yeah, sure.
They think they know what it is and they don't need it, or
Right.
they've done something similar, or they just, that's too woo-woo for them.
Yeah, and if a person thinks it's outside their comfort zone, they're right.
Yeah.
This book invites me to go a little outside of my comfort zone.
And there'll be other people that might even buy the book and then don't do it because they're
It's
lazy.
sitting in a drawer.
And I know that feeling. I've been lazy before too.
I've done it too. Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe it touches too many nerves.
Sure.
And they don't know. And this is why I'm doing a Saturday workshop every Saturday at noon Hawaii time, 3 p.m.
West Coast time.
You know what's interesting about that? I've said noon, 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern time,
Right.
but Hawaii time will change.
Yes.
The one thing I'll tell you is that 3 p.m. California time and 6 p.m. Eastern time,
Right.
those will be fixed.
Yeah.
So whenever you're listening to this, those will be fixed. Hawaii is the only one that will stay and not move their time, but we're going to shift for everybody else.
Yeah, we're close to the equator.
If you have daylight savings time, either way, it'll always be at 3 p.m. California time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then it'll change from noon to 1, I guess, Hawaii time, depending on whether the time is shifted or not. But anyway, what I was saying was that Saturday workshop hopefully will give those who are apprehensive or uncomfortable the courage and the guidance to do this work.
Right.
All we're doing is one or two pages a week.
Yeah.
So it's very, very slow and should be very, very easy.
I think it's fun to do it as a group, with people with different levels of experience.
It is really
And
nice.
some people are beginners and some people are have been doing this, self-care and evolution on themselves for a long time, like you and I.
Yep.
And it feels good to all do it collectively.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Some people's, their bottoms are, it's all relative,
Yeah, everybody's at a different place.
Yes.
Emotionally. And I
Right.
also wanted to mention, some people might think that this is in some way religious, this book.
No.
It is not.
It
It
is
is
not.
inspirational for sure.
Yeah.
And if you have, a religion you follow or a spiritual guides or any kind of a spiritual connection or whatever, that's totally cool.
Right.
And I'm totally down with some of that stuff myself.
Yes.
But that's really not what we're doing here
Right.
so much. We're
Right.
really...
We are, the book says it all. We are perceptually shifting.
Exactly. And you don't need to be of, any kind of persuasion politically or socioeconomically or
Right.
religiously or anything else. this book is designed to be available to everybody.
Yeah.
All walks of life.
Anyone that wants to experience a perceptual shift.
Anybody that wants more abundance.
More abundance, more joy.
Love your life more.
It's so much more fun, more gratitude, more acceptance, kind of more evolution maybe.
Especially for anybody out there that's bummed out or having a rough time.
And to get rid of old patterns, like we talk about peeling off layers of the onion here.
Yeah.
It's important.
Don't stay in the muck and mire.
Thank you.
Please get out of it. We want you to get out. We want you to be happy, joyous, and free.
Yes.
We want you to love your life.
Absolutely.
And even if you don't get the book and you don't do this work, if you're listening to this podcast, it's going to rub off on you.
I think it's a wonderful idea to get out of the problem and into the solution. And that's pretty much, to me, what this book is about. That's what I'm experiencing through it.
And we both have been mentoring people for decades.
Long
helping
time.
people love their
life.
And have more abundant lives.
It feels
So,
great.
combine something like 50, 60 years. So it's a lot of time that we've invested helping other people. So now we're just taking it to a broader audience.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's more fun to live life with a perceptual shift.
Exactly. All right, this is going to be great. It's going to be a great show, like we said. But before we get started, let's grab our axes.
That's right.
And let's get that intro song going, because that's what we do every time at this Perceptual Shift Show.
We try to perceptually shift to some rock and roll.
Because we love to have fun.
That's right.
So hopefully you'll dig this. Let's do it, bro.
Okay, here we go.
Welcome to the Shift Show. Get ready for the mind flow. You're going to see the world in a brand new way. We'll show you how to love life. Eliminate your strife. You'll manifest all that you desire. The Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. So we read a couple of pages. We're gonna keep going. We're on page 5 today.
Wow.
Filters of the mind. Oh.
It sounds very psychedelic.
It is psychedelic because you're going to see more colors of life.
Yes.
Yes. Filters of the mind.
So psychedelic.
It is psychedelic. Psychologists have long studied how perception influences behavior and decision making. One foundational concept is the idea of cognitive biases, habits of thinking that lead us to stray from clear, logical decision making. These biases act as mental shortcuts, helping us navigate a complex world, but often distorting our perception of reality. Now, if you haven't heard about cognitive biases before, we're going to talk about that right now. So, strap on in. For example, confirmation bias frequently causes individuals to favor information that aligns with their existing beliefs while completely ignoring contradictory evidence. This behavior tends to reinforce negative thought patterns and limit personal growth. So that could be, an idea of confirmation bias might be that when you were young, you knew a whole bunch of people that went to college, and all of them made a lot of money. So maybe you think only people that go to college make money.
Right.
You would have this perception. And then you might pass that on to your kids. They have to go to college in order to make money. When in fact, that's not true for everybody.
A stereotype, sort of.
It's a stereotype. It's like having these fixed opinions.
Right.
And you might have them politically. You might be, have a political feeling about one party and think that the other party is terrible, or you might have an opinion about anything, just, persuasions, sexual orientations, anything. And it doesn't have to necessarily be negative. It could be positive. You could think that, blonde-haired guys are more fun in bed. That That could be your bias. And maybe you've never been
Blonde
out with
with a little
brunettes,
gray in it.
or women. It doesn't matter. So
With a touch of gray.
yeah. So let's continue with this. Similarly, negativity bias, our tendency to focus more on negative events than positive ones, can distort our perception of life's balance. It often makes challenges feel more overwhelming than they actually are, and can even obscure the hope of a light at the end of the tunnel. And this can manifest in a lot of different ways.
Sure.
I mean, realistically, if you think about negativity biases, once we start going down a rabbit hole,
Right.
there's a tendency to start piling other things. I've talked to people before who have said, I'm having a real rough time.
Right.
I'm like, all right, what's going on? And they're like, the dishes are really dirty and I don't want to clean them. And I'm like, okay, well, what do you think's blocking it? Well, it's not just the dishes. The floor's dirty too.
Right.
And then I'm like, well, maybe let's talk about this issue. It's not just that. I have a lot of bills to pay.
Right.
And it just keep going.
Yeah.
And my partner hasn't been nice to me the last few days. I'm like, well, what's going on? She's angry because I'm not working and I'm supposed to be cleaning, but I'm not cleaning. And it just, you almost can't even unpack it because there's just so much negativity going on. And I have also had to learn, as a matter of fact, well, first, my normal response is to stop them and say, I can't listen to this unless we deal with it.
It sounds very Debbie Downer-ish.
Yeah, like, let's get into the solution.
Yeah.
But I have to say,
yeah.
over the years, I have worked with some people that have gone through really, truly catastrophic situations with their health or in their relationship or with their children. And my tendency is to get them right into the positive.
Yes.
I love my life, that whole thing.
Sure. It's a lot more fun.
I have learned and been told,
It's healthier.
James, please, can you give me just a minute to explain what's going on and the feelings I have with it?
They want to vent. Yeah,
they want to vent, and sometimes you got to let them express their feelings.
Especially if it's a fresh wound.
You've had that situation before. So I've learned not to cut them off necessarily and to allow them to get it out.
Right.
Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to listen to 30 minutes of it.
No. And I don't think it's good to stay stuck in it.
It is not. I mean, what is your time limit when somebody starts like going down that rabbit hole?
10 minutes or less. That seems reasonable to me.
Do you set a watch?
Sometimes I look at my phone, and check it out. Sure.
And you're thinking like, been 8 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm cutting this person off pretty soon. Yeah.
I mean, they might get a minute or two grace, but not much more than that. It might be 12 minutes instead of 10.
But let me ask you honestly, this negativity bias where you focus more on negative events than positive events.
It's boring.
I have to ask you, are you going to tell me that never happens to you? You never get there?
I don't like how I feel when I'm in that
But you're never negative? You never have a negative feeling or thought?
I do, but I don't hold on. I try not to hold on to it. Like, I'll even put my own negativity on a timer for 10 minutes.
And do you see...
the timer goes off, ding, okay, it's time to move on.
Do you see that when you're in that place, even for a short period of time, that it starts to distort the rest of your life? That it affects, do you see that it... Because for me, I feel like when I get into a negative place, it's almost like the window suddenly got tinted a little bit darker.
Yeah, we were talking about the filters, yeah.
Yes. And so everything starts getting darker. And the longer I stay in it, the darker it gets.
Yes. Yeah.
And suddenly I'm walking around this house and not only can I not see because the windows are completely obscured, but the lights aren't working. So I'm in the darkness.
Yeah. And it's a low vibration. It's sludgy. It feels thicker. It doesn't feel joyous and open. It feels more kind of clenched.
Right. And it's really is, when you think of it, is like negativity is a metaphor for like being blinded.
Right.
Because you're blinded to the beauty of life. You're blinded to the joys. You're blinded to the abundance and the gratitude.
Right.
Right. I love the idea that you can't be in fear and love at the same time.
Right.
You,
Choose.
Right. You can't be in
Make a choice.
negativity and positivity.
Love
at the
is a
same
lot
time.
more fun. I do a lot of work every morning to get into that love zone that you're talking about.
Right. You can't be a victim and in gratitude at the
Right.
same time. So
Yeah.
these are you have to choose where you're going to be.
Sure.
And the beauty of that, if you think about this, is that when you're not in a place of positivity, abundance, love, happiness, peace, serenity,
Right.
when you're not feeling those feelings and you're feeling, I'm not talking about when you're just asleep or you're just chilling, you're not super high, super low, but when you're feeling uncomfortable in any way, shape, or form, that is a signal that it's time to get into action and change that if you don't want to live there.
A very clear signal.
It is.
It's like a stop sign. Bing.
And so with the people that we mentor, a lot of times, and you can confirm this if you want, a lot of times it's a desire to get out of that place, but they don't have the tools.
Right.
Yeah. So learning the tools to get ourselves out of the place of the funk.
Yes, and it might be a pattern that they've had for years.
It actually
in
is.
their
Mine
own-
was.
Their own weird way, they're sort of comfortable in their misery.
Yeah. I mean, I would say I was back
Yeah.
in the day.
Yeah.
I was definitely in that place.
You were a different dude back then. Yeah, you're very different.
You know, I would say that I
Perceptually
was
shifted brother.
negative.
Well,
ne-
you were just angry.
a Debbie Downer. I was angry. I was resentful.
You were a
I
car
was stuck in
scratcher.
resentment. I was a car scratcher. I was a hater of life. I didn't like myself, and I didn't like life.
It's hard to imagine, but he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
I witnessed it. Yeah.
And you know, it's important for the listeners to know and the viewers to know that both of us have come from a place of real serious darkness in our life.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And I've come through situations like having an inoperable brain tumor.
Right.
I had just weeks to live in
Yeah,
my
yeah.
life. You've come from heroin addiction. That's some serious darkness.
Yeah,
I've
that
come from
darkness
drugs and alcohol.
almost ate me up.
Yeah.
It's very,
I mean, you know, when I was a teenager, I was running away from home.
Yeah.
I was being kicked out of schools.
Yeah.
I was hiding from my parents, you know, in upstate New York and living in a foster home.
we didn't have tools back then.
We didn't have tools. We didn't have tools.
I mean, we were
and
just young, dumb teenagers.
and the reality is that, you know, this work that's in this book really reframes the way that you think in a way that you can even see your past
Right.
as a gift
Yes, absolutely.
and not as a bummer. I work with some people that chronically refer to their past in a very negative way.
Yeah, I've heard people like
Yeah.
that too.
And they don't look at their past and say, I had a great childhood. They look at their past and only look at the bad part of childhood.
Yeah, everything was a bummer.
Same
Yeah.
in a relationship. Well, thank God I'm not married to her anymore.
right.
You know, that was a horrible marriage. I'm like, well, did you have any good times?
Yeah,
Rarely any. And I'm like, dude,
that's not accurate.
you married her.
Right.
Well, yeah, because blah, 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 blah. You know, I'm like, so at some point you loved her.
Right.
Well, yeah, I did.
They want to play
Why
the
is it
victim.
that you don't want to ever focus on the love?
Right.
I'll tell you why. Because you're not at a place that's evolved enough yet to stay in a place of love in your life.
Right.
To insist on being in a place of love. And that is the state that I believe that we need to be in if we're going to manifest abundance.
Sure.
And, you know, coming from our heart chakra.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
So negativity bias is actually a good thing if it is telling us to get out of it.
Right.
Like a railroad crossing, ding, ding,
Yes,
ding, ding, ding.
yeah.
You continue forward,
Right.
and you're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna get hurt.
Danger.
Yeah, it is dangerous
I
because
know.
when I say hurt, maybe you won't get smashed by a train, but you'll get smashed by life.
Yeah. Which is dangerous.
Another key concept. So I had read, just to get back, it often makes challenges feel more overwhelming than they actually are and can even obscure the hope of a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
Which is really hope.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Another key concept is the self-fulfilling prophecy. If you perceive yourself as incapable or unworthy, your actions will likely align with that belief, right? What we put out there, we manifest, leading to outcomes that reinforce your perception. So it's a loop.
Yeah.
Conversely, a positive self-view can lead to confidence,
Right.
achievement, and new opportunities.
Yeah.
So when we shift into that positivity and we start believing, I can do this, I can do that, I can be successful, I can have successful relationships, I can thrive, I can be an amazing musician, I can learn about math and be good at math. I've known people who said, oh, I'm just terrible at math. I'm just terrible at spelling. That's a self-fulfilling prophecy. They are going to continue to be terrible at spelling. You even said something to me like, I'm not good with technology, right?
Yeah.
And when you say that, your brain hears it and says, okay, I'm not good at technology. And I've done it many, many times. Here's a great example. I had one of my mentors say to me, he said, how much money do you want to make, James? And I was probably at that time making about $50,000 a year. And I said, I'd really like to make $100,000 a year. And he said, $100,000 a year. Wow, that's a lot of money. And I said, it is a lot of money.
Was
and
he
said,
sarcastic?
and he said, how about $1 million a year?
There we go. Yeah.
And I said, well, I mean, that's kind of
Shoot
ridiculous.
for the stars.
And he said, well, how about 10 million a year? How about 100 million a year?
Wow.
And I said, well, now you're just being ridiculous. And he goes, why? And I said, well, because he goes, why are you limiting yourself?
Right. No, that's a good point.
What would you do if you made $100 million a year, James? And I said, well, I certainly don't need that much money to live my life. And he said, okay, well, what would you do with the rest of it? And I said, well, I would do what I'm doing now. I would help people. And he said, well, how would you help people? I said, well, I'd start a nonprofit charity and I would put all the money in there. And then I would figure out how I can use that money to best benefit people that are struggling. I'm a big believer that if people are really trying their best, give them a hand up. The only time I'm not willing to give my time and sacrifice my things in my life is if they're not willing to invest the time and the energy. And that's what I said about like doing the work in this book. If you invest the time and energy in this book, you will get results. I guarantee it. I'll give you a money back guarantee. You go through this book and you do this whole book and write all the exercises and you tell me you got nothing out of this book, I want you to direct message me or send me a text or whatever. Get in touch with me. I will pay you that money back. I will pay you. You send me that book back and I see that you actually filled that book out, I will send you that money back. I'll make you an even better offer. I will double what you paid for that book. If you paid $15 for that book, I will send you a check for $30. Right? Mm-hmm. So you can just do this book and know that you're going to make $15 if nothing happened for you. So I'm a big believer in that. So that last paragraph tells us that the self-fulfilling prophecy works either way. Positive loop or negative loop.
Right.
Which one do you want?
Positive is more fun.
Positive is more fun. I remember telling you I wanted to play the guitar.
Yeah.
Mom bought me that guitar at that pawn shop, and I set it up on a little guitar stand. And this was when I was 50 years old. And I said, man, I want to play the guitar. And you said, great, no problem. Let me show you how to play guitar. And you came over to me and you said, I'm going to teach you one chord. And it was the D chord. Right. And I want you to practice this for a week. And I said, every time I strum the guitar, it sounds really... He said, don't muffled. Don't worry about the strum. Right. Don't worry about it being muffled.
Yeah.
Just practice putting your fingers in that position and do the best you can. And then let's see where you are next week. And today, I am not even close to a great guitar player, but here's the cool thing about it. I wanted to play guitar because I thought it would be fun to play guitar. And I love playing guitar. I mean, I love it. And I can say, definitively, I'm a guitar player.
Yeah.
I might not be, the most famous or the greatest guitar player in the world. I'm a guitar. If you play guitar,
You can hold your own. You're pretty good.
and if you know 4, 5, 6 chords on the guitar, you're a guitar player.
Yeah.
If you sing, whether you have a good voice or bad, you're a singer.
Yeah.
So I encourage everybody, by the way, to play guitar and sing because I love it.
Yeah, and it's really playing guitar kind of comes out of your heart, doesn't it? You kind of become the instrument a little bit.
Exactly. Just talking about this, I got to take a moment and grab the guitar because I just got to show you like what happened when I started playing guitar.
Okay.
Like I would grab the guitar, and this is when I think I knew like maybe 2 or 3 chords.
Right.
I probably knew like C, D, and G or something like
Right.
that. And I would be around the house and I would play like, I would be around the kids and it would drive them crazy. I'd be like, do you want some dinner tonight? You want me to cook pasta? Or would you like to get some pizza? And they're like, Dad, not the guitar. And I'm like, come on, help me figure out what we're gonna have for dinner. I don't know what I'm gonna cook. And then I would just like make up a song, like a silly song like that, and have some fun. Because, we practice Rule 62,
That's
which
right.
is don't take yourself so seriously.
Yeah.
Have fun with life.
Absolutely.
And, what's more fun than talking to your kids and asking them what they want for dinner
Right.
than playing guitar while you're doing it?
And being creative and being a little silly.
I'm always silly.
It's fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I think it's good health too. It's just relaxing and it's kind of weird and
it is.
I enjoy that.
I mean, when we got this, we were like,
Yeah. And in terms of the singing, I mean, Lou Reed technically is not a good singer. He's one of my favorites. A lot of people love Bob Dylan singing.
what are some of Lou Reed's songs? When it was
Walk on the Wild Side.
Take a Walk on the Wild Side. Bump, burn out, burn out, burn out.
That's right.
Yeah, I like that song. All right, so back to the book again. I know, looping around. This is what we do.
kinda went
This is
off
what
on
the
a
show's
tangent.
all about, just in case you've never been here. We're just kind of joking around, talking, enjoying ourselves, and reflecting on the page.
Right.
That's what we do. Okay, so we talked about this self-fulfilling prophecy, negative or positive. I invite you to catch yourself when you're in that negative self-fulfilling prophecy and switch it up.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of ways you can switch it up. And this book will show a lot of them to you. So the question here, now we're on the question section, okay?
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you this question,
Okay.
and I hope you can answer it.
I'll try.
Do you ever find yourself focusing on negative events?
Yes, I do. And like I shared earlier, I try to put a timer on it.
Yeah, you try to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I do too. So if so, write down one negative event that you've been thinking about lately or you've thought about, let's say this last week,
Right.
and how becoming aware of the destructiveness of thinking in that way might actually help you see things more clearly. So you can go first, or you can ask me to go first. Do you have something that was kind of negative or fearful or uncomfortable or frustrating that you thought about this week? It could have been not being able to open Tom's dryer,
Right.
anything, and how feeling that feeling reminded you to get back into a place of gratitude, or it's no big deal.
I have something that comes to mind, but it's a little bit shallow and it's kind of embarrassing, but it's truthful. So should I share that?
Well, you can try. We can always cut it out of the
Okay,
show
good.
if it's bad.
All right, it's pretty. It's yeah.
It's not sexual, is it?
No, no,
Okay.
no. But I was
Was it a fart?
no, it wasn't. But I'm
It must be very scary because you're having a hard time getting this out. Wait, is it gossipy?
No, no.
Okay.
It just feels very narcissistic, which is embarrassing. But okay, I love straight hair. I maybe in a past life I was Japanese or something. I like straight Oriental hair.
We have our hair's kind of curly.
Yeah, and I'm Jewish and I have a little bit of a Jew fro, as you can probably see. And
Is that politically correct, Jufro?
no, it's not.
Well,
We'll probably have
we're
to
Jewish.
cut that out.
We're Jewish. I think we can get away with it.
Okay. And I'm just calling a thing here. And so I try to straighten my hair and then it frizzes out if there's any moisture in the air, which there always is here in Hawaii. So sometimes I'll kind of be a little bit negative about my very frizzy hair.
When was the last time you looked at it and weren't happy?
About 30 minutes ago.
Right before the show?
Yes.
Okay.
I remember I went in there and straightened it
Oh,
real
yeah,
quick, but
yeah.
now it's all sweaty again and it's like frizzing out.
Pretty straight right now.
Is it?
Yeah, it's still pretty straight.
Great, cool.
I mean, yeah. I guess you could put like some kind of oil and have it be like oily
no,
straight.
when it's oily, it frizzes out even worse.
Really?
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. It's like, you would think it would weigh it down, but it just
Does mine look curly? No, because it's short.
it's short. Yeah, but yours looks good. I like.
Yeah,
your
but I mean,
hair.
I gel it. I like to. It's nice because there is a little bit of gel.
Right.
I mean, there is a little curl, and I think that if it's super straight, it's probably even hard to gel.
Yeah.
It's, it gets just that slick
But
back.
I like that kind of spiky, Billy Idol thing. I like punk. Your hair looks good when it's short. It looks good when it's long too.
Right.
He's
He's
a handsome perceptual shifter over
So
here.
you got out of that negative thought by straightening your hair.
And also by realizing I have options. I can go get a Brazilian blowout. They're a little bit expensive. It's like $250. It lasts for
When was the last
6
time you
weeks.
got one of those?
Years ago.
Why?
Because it's expensive, and you got to sit there for like 4 hours. And
But
it's
you
a
have the
sort of
money.
drag. Yeah, that's true. No, I thought the same thing. It's like
I mean, now that we're doing the show, maybe
Maybe-
get the Brazilian
Yeah.
blowout, and then you don't have to worry about straightening it.
and my birthday's coming up. It's like maybe that'll be my
Splurge.
birthday present to myself. Will be a Brazilian blowout.
That's a
and I'll
good
just
way
be
to
all
love yourself.
Fabulous. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
that's
it.
good. So, okay, so a negative thought for me. Thank you for sharing that, by the
Okay,
way.
sure.
That's pretty intimate, actually, because it is about like feeling there's something about you that you don't like, and so you're revealing that. And I think
Right.
that most people can identify with the idea that, frequently there's something we look in the mirror and there's something maybe that we don't like.
Right, right.
Or we wish was different.
Sure.
In fact, I had somebody on one of my social media accounts that was saying when they look in the mirror, they don't like what they see. And I know this is a little bit different, but when I started saying I love you in the mirror, it was hard for me to say it. And one of the biggest reasons it was difficult to say it was because what I was doing out there in the world really wasn't representative of what I felt like a good man should be.
Right.
Like giving the finger to somebody driving a car,
Yeah.
like that's, even if they give me the finger, I shouldn't be getting in that
I don't
world.
do
Yeah.
any of that road rage stuff.
So it was just a few things that I had done in my life out in my relationships with other people that I guess you could say wasn't as honorable as I would want them to be.
Right.
I want to be loving, kind, helpful, generous, of service as often as I possibly can,
24/7.
24/7, and at the same time have healthy boundaries
Sure.
so that I'm not a doormat.
Absolutely. That's a very important.
And I'm loving myself because we have to love ourselves first and foremost in order to love others. Thank you very much. That feels good.
validation.
When I'm looking in the mirror and loving myself, it was difficult for me to love myself because I wasn't behaving in the way that I could respect in the real
Right.
world. So what happened for me was I started changing and not doing that behavior in the real world.
Perceptually shifting.
Yeah, and I was actually not just perceptually shifting, I was shifting my language, I was shifting the way I interacted with other people.
You kind of hit a reset button.
Yes, I was becoming a better version of myself in the real world,
this is
so that when I looked in the mirror, I liked the person that I saw. And then I could love that person.
That's awesome. I love
And,
that.
you know, I think I'm going back to this person that was asking me some questions over social media. And that's what I was inviting her to do, is to begin opening up the book and starting to shift the way she approached life,
Right.
so that she could love herself more.
Yeah.
And when she saw herself in the mirror, she liked what she saw.
Right, right.
But in terms of something negative recently, I think that, maybe more often than you, bro, negative things come up frequently, whether, just yesterday, I had cut down a bunch of banana trees.
Yeah.
And,
And
one
of the trees got revenge on your ass.
Yes. And usually I'll cut them into small enough pieces that none of them will be longer than the length of the bed of my truck.
Right, right.
But in this case, I got lazy. And there was one of them that was hanging out about 2 or 3 feet. And I was distracted. I think I was with the dog doing something or other. And I wasn't paying attention. I was looking down and wham!
Wow.
You might be able to see it. Can you see a red mark right there?
No, not.
Yeah.
But I saw it yesterday,
Yeah,
and it was
it was
pretty
there.
big.
And
I'm glad it didn't go in your eye.
And I saw some stars.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm not kidding. And my negativity was my anger at myself.
Right, I understand that.
And, and then I realized, hey, it's a learning
There
opportunity.
you go.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah.
But here's what I did. I went over and got the saw, and I immediately cut that banana tree down so that I wouldn't hit it again,
Yeah.
and so that nobody else would hit that banana tree.
No, that was good.
Now, today, I dumped those banana trees at
Right.
the dump.
Fantastic.
And so I don't have that. But I'm able, when I stub my toe, to be grateful that I have a toe, to be grateful that I have a bed, to be grateful that I have a home that I have a bed in. And yes, thank you. And even though in the beginning it hurts and I'm upset,
Yeah.
and I would go as far as say I've got a negative outlook,
Right, right.
I can turn it around like you pretty
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
Oh, and I wanted to remind everybody that you can check out more cool stuff on my Instagram and TikTok, like my life hacks and
Right.
other cool
Yeah,
stuff. James M. Quine is where you'll find me. You can also like, follow, and subscribe to this podcast if you want to get notified when the next podcast is coming up. And don't forget about our Saturday workshop. It's going to always be at 3 p.m. California time and 6 p.m. Eastern time. And at this moment when we're recording, it's at noon Hawaii time. But that could change depending on daylight savings. So always look to see what time it is in California. 3 o'clock in California, and you can go off that. Every Saturday, we'll be doing a workshop, a page or two in the book. We invite you to join us. I'll be there. Robbie will be there.
Yeah.
And before we let you go, what are we going to do?
We're going to perceptually shift to some music.
Perceptually shift you musically out of here
Yes.
with our song.
Yes.
And this is our outro song.
Fasten your seatbelts.
Are you ready to have some fun?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's grab our guitars and
Okay,
do
here
this.
we go. 1, 2, 3. Now you've heard the Shift Show. I hope you got your mind blown. We'll be back next week with more to say. And if you are a seeker, by the book, dig deeper. Take what you like and now go out and play. The Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Thanks for coming.
Oh, one more thing. I know we usually end on that song, but I wanted to remind everybody, if you don't have the Perceptual Shift book, you can buy it on Amazon. The soft book cover book is, I think, $14.95 at the time of this show.
Right.
And there's a hardcover
Got it
book.
on Kindle.
It's
too.
on Kindle for a couple, $2-3
Yeah.
bucks, and you can do the writing in a journal if you
Sure.
want. Or if you want a signed copy, you can DM me. You can hit me up in the comments of this video, and I will personally sign one to you and send it to you. And you can just pay me on Venmo or whatever. But we really, really encourage you to get this book if you like the content of this podcast and you want to perceptually shift with us. Love your life more and create more abundance. And until next time, and next show is going to be great because we're going to be doing another page from the Perceptual Shift.
Moving right
We're
along.
moving right along, one page at a time, one day at a time, one page at a time.
That's right.
So join us for the next podcast if you like this one. And don't forget to love your life because I love my life! Woo! The Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa.